Hey, I'm Jonathan with Zapiet. Chris from Marsello gives us some great insight into translating the customer experience from online to brick and mortar.
I work for Marcelo, and I am the role of head of demand generation. So kind of pretty heavily focused on kind of customer acquisition for the business, new customer acquisition.
What is Marsello?
Marcelo is a marketing platform built specifically for omnichannel retailers. Sophisticated marketing software that a lot of large enterprises, particularly large format retailers, use, just sort of wasn't available or accessible for independent retailers.
What are some examples of stores using Marsello successfully?
So we've got businesses like My Sister's Closet, which is a really cool boutique in Utah. They've got two physical locations and obviously a Shopify Plus store. So they're Shopify POS and store. Katie Waltman is another really great, really cool boutique based out of Salt Lake City. So again, they have a great Shopify store, but then they have a bricks and mortar location as well, running Shopify POS. Their bricks and mortar locations are a really powerful way to extend and deepen the brand relationship between them and their consumers. And so what we kind of see is all these guys have really cool bricks and mortar stores that are a real reflection of how they run their e-commerce experience as well.
How can merchants utilize Marsello offline in their brick and mortar store?
When you're running a traditional style bricks and mortar store, if you're the only person in the store, then you know everyone that comes through the door, right? So you can build that kind of rapport and relationship with your best customers. But when your business starts to expand to e-commerce or it expands to multiple locations, it gets a lot harder to replicate that kind of one-to-one personal experience across all your staff and all of your locations. And it's also particularly difficult to do it online. So I think our best customers, particularly those with multiple locations, they recognize the opportunity of using Marsello to build that kind of consistent experience for really good customers and recognize really good customers with VIP programs and rewards and personalized emails across whatever location the customer chooses to shop in.
How can your service be translated outside of e-commerce?
The customer that I think benefits the most from Marsello is one that truly understands the value of developing a really meaningful experience for their customers across whatever customer touch point they've got, and that's the omnichannel piece, right? So the omnichannel is based on the idea that that your customers can engage with you and buy from you in multiple different ways, but you don't put a barrier in the way of any one. You create a really beautiful customer experience across all of them. And our customers that engage that idea, they're the ones that tend to get the best out of Marsello. Because, and the simple example of that, the problem statement is that we hear regularly is, I've got a loyalty program I'm running online, but I want to be able to run it in store as well, and we solve that problem straight away.
What are the most interesting trends in e-commerce right now?
So, I think there's loads and loads of different trends happening in the e-commerce space, right? Like, it's growing rapidly. One of the things I find super interesting is the trend towards or back towards bricks and mortar. So, e-commerce has been established long enough now that we've got native e-commerce businesses that are looking at ways to reach new customers outside of e-commerce. So obviously there's other digital channels that are available through, Facebook Marketplace selling, social media selling, I guess, different marketplaces that are available to e-commerce retailers. But if you look at some of the world's, kind of fastest growing and kind of best e-commerce native businesses, they're going back to bricks and mortar. And I think that's a really interesting trend, especially given, what's been happening in the world the last 18 months. That's obviously put a real dampener on the ability for people to go in store. But I think that trend is not going to change course anytime soon. I think we're going to see people wanting to re-engage with each other, and doing that in store is a beautiful way to do it. And I just think that that bricks and mortar experience is just going to kind of continue to grow.
Thanks for watching. Check out our other expert talks in the next video and visit our hub of content below.